In a world that's constantly evolving, with every notification pulling us in different directions, the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy stands as a lighthouse, a beacon of calm and clarity amidst the storm. Though it was born thousands of years ago, the teachings of Stoicism remain profoundly relevant today, offering guidance on how to navigate life's complexities with grace, strength, and purpose. At its core, Stoicism is not about retreating from the world or suppressing emotions. Instead, it's a philosophy of action and awareness. It urges us to look inward, to understand what we can and cannot control, and to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. Imagine being able to face setbacks with a steady heart, like a mountain standing firm against relentless winds. This is the promise of Stoicism, to help you find strength within yourself and create deeper, more meaningful connections with those around you. But Stoicism is more than just a set of ancient principles. It's a practical way of life. It teaches us how to rise above our impulses, how to nurture self-awareness, and how to build a mindset that thrives not despite adversity, but because of it. Picture the feeling of calm after a storm, the way the air feels clearer, the world more vibrant. That's the kind of clarity and balance Stoicism can bring to your everyday life. As we explore this journey together, I encourage you to pause and reflect. Have you faced moments where resilience felt like the only option? Or times when self-awareness transformed how you saw a challenge? These are the moments that define us, the crossroads where philosophy meets real life. Share your experiences and insights below, your struggles, your triumphs, and the lessons you've learned along the way. This is more than a discussion. It's a shared journey toward becoming stronger, wiser, and more connected to the world around us. So let's embark on this path of self-discovery and growth together. Let's uncover how Stoicism's timeless teachings can guide us to live with purpose, resilience, and grace in today's fast-paced world. Are you ready to embrace the wisdom of the ages and apply it to your modern life? Let's begin. Lesson 1. Understand the power of emotional mastery. It's like being a small flame, an easily fanned fire by life's challenges. You could get rippled for one moment of anger or frustration or fear, and you're done. What if, in place of that, you could be the steady flame of a candle, burning gently, calmly, and brightly no matter how harsh the winds might be? Emotional mastery is the power of this, both for Stoic philosophy and personal growth. Emotions are powerful forces. If left unchecked, they will lead us down paths of action that we would later wish that we were able to unmake. However, when they are harnessed, they become tools, fuel for resilience, compassion, and strength. The Stoics thought our ability to govern how our emotions develop determines the quality of our life. Emotional mastery isn't devoid of feelings or pretending they don't exist. The real issue is learning to understand them. You go back a bit from the immediacy of them, and you wonder what the right response is. Start with mindfulness. To put it simply, mindfulness is about bringing yourself to your inner world, much like holding up a mirror before you. And when you practice it, you learn to watch out for your thoughts and feelings without judgment, like watching the clouds in the sky. Instead of being swept up by every emotion, you begin to see them for what they are, visitors that just can't get you in their pocket. Take a moment to reflect. What emotion jolts your greatest feelings? Is it criticism, missed opportunity, or unexpected actions of others? The first step towards being a master of getting your work done at the right time is to identify these triggers. It's like knowing where the dam leaks. It's the same with water. Once you know where it seeps, you can reinforce the leaking areas. When challenges will arise, and they will, see them as opportunities for growth. What if you are wrongfully accused? Even rage might be your first instinct. What if, however, you took a deep breath and responded with calm clarity? In addition to this, you'd feel a sense of control, and you'd also have respect from those around you. In those times, your steadiness is a whisper, but also loud and a saying. According to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, there is nothing that befalls you for which you could not have been prepared, and for everything that does come to you, you must be grateful. Unfortunately, the events of life are out of our control. Our emotions and our responses are not. This simple truth reminds us that though our lives might be the play of others, our emotions and our responses are our own play. As you continually choose patience over frustration, understanding over anger, and calm over panic, you increase your ability to withstand what the world throws at you. Of mastering your emotions, picture the ripple effect. You become the one people go to for calm in a storm, someone that provides hope and encouragement. This isn't about being unfeeling. This is about having depth while being grounded and composed. So today, take one small step toward emotional mastery. Practice mindfulness. Reflect on what triggers your emotions, and when challenges arise, pause and choose your response. You'll find that over time, the storms of life lose their power over you, leaving behind a calm, confident presence that others will admire and respect. What's been your biggest emotional challenge, and how did you overcome it? Share your story below, and let's learn from one another. Together, we can cultivate the strength to face life with grace, one moment at a time. Lesson 2. Cultivate authentic presence. When nobody really cares about the content of a message, what do you really value about the message itself? Are you always putting on a mask in order to fit in, to impress, to seem like more than what you are? It's the easy thing to do, but deep down, you always knew pretense is a bitter taste that only fills you up for a millisecond. However, authentic power lies in cultivating authenticity. While you would no longer feel a need to impress people, you would unlock the trust and admiration that cannot be faked. Trust lies on the authenticity foundation. Visualize the people you respect most in your personal or public life. What do they have in common? I think it has a lot to do with their just being unapologetically who they are. They're raw in that honesty, clear in coming to you. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy, irrespective of how others may judge you or expect you. Authentic presence isn't pretense, and you need to care more about integrity. Integrity means your thoughts are aligned with your words, and your words align with your actions. This is the same public you as you are in private. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. That quality does not just exist in thinking, it's how these thoughts come to action. When you decide to stand in alignment with who and what you truly are, showing up as real and trustworthy, who is strong in their beliefs, then you build this amazing reputation before you. Consider this. How often do you get the urge to inflate your achievements, flaunt your success, or do a version of you that everyone would love? It's easy to fall for the allure of external validation. True admiration is not for what you show, but for what you contribute. Realize being busy doesn't mean they're actually being productive. The accolades, not the applause, you receive are your worth, not the value you bring to others. It doesn't matter if the show is good or bad, whether it is offering a listening ear, sharing knowledge. These are all things that matter far more than any show you put on. Yourself that others would admire. It's easy to get lost in the allure of external validation. But true admiration comes not from what you show, but from what you contribute. Focus on meaningful actions rather than superficial displays. Your worth is not in the accolades you collect or the applause you receive. It's in the value you bring to others. Whether it's offering a listening ear or sharing knowledge, your genuine contributions matter far more than any show you put on. When you align your actions to your values, you've shifted. As you begin to feel like you have everything together within yourself and not needing someone else's approval or validation, that's when you're building inner confidence. You never needed to ask for the approval of anyone else since you already know you are secure in your own truth. Being magnetic is this inner strength. That draws others to you because you aren't perfecting an image. You have authenticity, humility, and just authentic confidence. It's like a tree in the forest that stands tall. It doesn't need to prove its height or its age. It goes deep into the earth, and it isn't felt at all unless you do it authentically. Because it isn't trying to be different, it's just strong, grounded, and true. People gravitate towards it. Now ask yourself, when were you able to be this true self? Without judging, without trying to impress anybody? Are there even parts of your life that you've been wearing a mask at? Time to shed the facade and adopt a presence free of facades where integrity, authenticity, and content contribution live. By focusing on what truly matters, your values, your actions, and your genuine self, you create a life that attracts trust, respect, and admiration. Authenticity is magnetic, and when you embody it fully, you become a beacon of strength and integrity in a world that often values the superficial. What does authenticity mean to you? How can you start aligning your actions with your true self today? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's journey together toward a more genuine and impactful life. Lesson 3. Master the art of listening. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and endless chatter, one skill stands out as an incredibly powerful tool for building meaningful connections: the art of listening. It wasn't just any listening. It wasn't surface. It wasn't shallow. It wasn't passive listening. It was deliberate, intentional, active listening. There's something profound that happens when you master the art of actually hearing people. You build understanding, respect, and trust. In putting this together, you're creating relationships that are deeper than surface-based. They're deeper than simple exchanges. Consider the last conversation you had. Were you fully present, or were you already drifting to the next point, the next response, your next to-do list? Most people aren't like most people, but if you're like most people, you probably listen with the intent to reply, not to learn. This is something that we all fall into, but to really listen, we must change direction. Active listening is not simply about hearing words. It's about the listener listening actively being involved in the speaker, being with the speaker as the hearer, absorbing, taking everything in, and responding with empathy and understanding. To be a writer, you need to be present in the moment, eliminating your thoughts, judgments, and distractions. This is because by doing this, you are giving the other person the space to express themselves to their full, but that should always be a safe environment where respect and trust are founded. Listening comes with empathy, which is something that's in our control. How do we begin learning this art then? First, practice active listening in every conversation. That means removing distractions, making eye contact, and responding with small verbal indications of engagement, nodding, confirming. However, it's not just about physical cues. It's about mental presence. When you listen truly, you start to notice subtleties, the tone of voice, how you feel about the person behind the words, or the meaning that often gets left unsaid. The second step is to try to understand first, before being understood. We go into conversations all too often thinking that our point needs to get across. Although the Stoics believe that what lies in wisdom is understanding others versus just being heard. Asking thought-provoking questions and allowing the other person to elaborate on their side of the story, not only do you gain insight, you give them validation for their opinion. This promotes a mutual respect environment where both the people see and value each other. Reflective questioning is one of the most effective techniques for deepening the conversation. Instead, before offering your own thoughts or advice, ask questions that prompt the other person to elaborate. Examples of these phrases include, "Tell me more about that," or "What does that mean for you?" and help deepen the speaker's thinking, so you can better grasp what they are thinking and feeling in this way. It enriches the conversation, shows that you're listening, and lets the other person know that you actually care about their perspective. The difference between an easy conversation, where both are just listening to each other to wait their turn to contribute, and a conversation with both actively engaged in dialogue. In the latter, there is a connection to what is beyond the words of the exchange. It's just about growing and sharing and learning together. What this kind of dialogue does is not only improve communication, but also strengthen relationships. It helps build respect, earn trust, and generate a very strong sense of community. Through the art of listening, you change your conversations from transactional to transformational. Within that, you go beyond just exchanging information to actually understanding and connecting with others in a deeper way. It's the foundation of any meaningful relationship, be it professional, personal, or both. In the world where the talking can often be taken for more than it's worth, this skill separates you. and it can be done in profound ways. So, the next time you're in a conversation, challenge yourself. Are you truly listening, or are you just waiting for your turn to speak? Seek to understand first, use reflective questions, and truly engage with what the other person is sharing. Not only will you become a better communicator, but you'll also foster a deep respect and understanding that will elevate every relationship you have. What's one conversation you had recently where you could have listened more deeply? Share your thoughts below, and let's continue to grow together in the art of listening. Lesson 4. Embrace lifelong learning. Almost more importantly, in a world that is always evolving, is a commitment to continual learning. What if you are a person that is constantly looking to grow, learn more, deepen your knowledge, and aren't static but always evolving? This mindset not only makes your life richer, but it appeals to people and solidifies your relationships in a way that often few other qualities can. One of the Stoic philosophers said, "If you live, keep learning how to live." This classic wisdom insists that learning isn't just about spewing information. It's about cultivating something more helpful, something more authentic, out of ourselves. So, then, how does embracing lifelong learning actually affect our lives? The first is that it helps us stay relevant when the world is moving extremely fast. Every day brings new ideas, technologies, and philosophies. You can't invent yet another way of breathing, so the only way to keep living is by actively engaging with these new things and letting go of what you can't. This thirst for knowledge keeps our minds sharp. We keep our minds and our outlook open, and we become more interesting and more engaging to others. They stick with someone who is always changing into better versions of themselves, someone who will always try new ideas and question their own thinking. That's not to say it's simply about keeping up with the trends, but rather sharing that knowledge with others. Sharing what you've learned along the way is one of the most powerful ways to deepen your relationships. What people have influenced your life the most? You often don't admire their achievements or success, but their willingness to share what they learned so generously. By sharing your knowledge with people, you're not only growing them, you're also building trust and respect. This inspires people to look up to you. This is the perfect person. They can let know what to do and how to do it. Every occurrence of your life is a learning opportunity. It's always something to learn, whether you're talking with a friend, working on a project, or looking at a hard situation. The point is that even those moments that seem the most difficult, those that feel like struggle or discomfort, have lessons to offer if you're willing to bring them into the frame of growth. When it comes to that, when you are looking at life this way, you really do open up the door to the possibility of changing yourself from within, even in the most basic or challenging circumstances. For instance, imagine that you're having difficulty or dealing with a difficult colleague or customer. It shouldn't be an irritating obstruction. Instead, it could be viewed as an opportunity to learn from it by asking yourself, how can I learn from this situation? Perhaps it's about how to consider difficult conversations, or how to keep calm under pressure, or how to speak better. As you go about applying this knowledge and insight from one area of life to other areas of life, you start to build a net of wisdom in your life that encompasses all of your existence. Accumulating knowledge for the sake of it isn't enough as the key to lifelong learning, and that's what you should be doing. This is the power of learning that is supposed to be. Learning how to do all of the above is one thing, but it's another thing altogether to apply what you read in a book or take in a class to solve problems, inspire others, and find your way in life with wisdom. Herein lies true transformation, not just in your mind, but also, most importantly, your actions. Applied to helping others or solving problems, you contribute value to what you've learned and inspire others to do the same. You become this person people see who can pivot through difficulty with strength and intelligence. As you continue to share your experience and lessons, you're creating a ripple effect, people learning, growing, and applying that in a meaningful way. But the journey of learning never ever ends. The most talented and most knowledgeable people are never done learning, never done looking for fresh insights and fresh ways to grow. They are not only successful, but deeply respected because they are never done with this pursuit of knowledge. Then, How do you start with lifelong learning in your own life? Golden rule. Start with a wide variety of sources of knowledge, which might be books or podcasts, or even just conversations or experiences. But don't stop yourself from doing something because of what you already know or are comfortable with. Curiosity will lead you to new ideas and viewpoints. Learn what you can and share it with others, and try to use every interaction to practice what you've learned. Lesson 5. Maintain a sense of mystery. It's not exactly an age of oversharing, and yet, in a world of constant sharing, the ability to maintain a bit of mystery is incredibly powerful. It's not about being someone you are being secretive. It's about becoming someone whom people are curious about, want to explore, and want to explore around. Suppose for a moment you meet someone who isn't going to tell you everything right now. Instead, they give you little snippets of life, of thoughts, of experiences that you want to know more about. You're interested in that sense of mystery, the aura of intrigue, not only to captivate others, but to create deeper and more meaningful connection. The Stoics also knew mystery's worth. For example, Marcus Aurelius lived quietly and with dignity and would invite respect and contemplation. He wasn't completely open about himself, but his wisdom, humility, and presence were magnetic. He didn't have to overshare to be understood or admired. What he did, rather than what he said, obviously spoke volumes. And like that, we could replicate creating a rich life with rich experiences and lessons to share only when selective, and encourage those around us to join us in exploring, rather than just provide them with everything on a silver platter. The core idea here is this: revealing too much too soon about yourself can actually damage the allure you've spent time building. Because people feel like they already know everything about you, people may become less curious or less interested. The problem is, when you share all and share everything, when you're not selective, you lock everyone out and leave them scratching their heads to wonder what you're like and why they should want to get to know you. It is a dynamic of engagement that makes them keep coming for more. This has nothing to do with playing games or hiding who you really are. It's about breathing space for others to join you on your journey of curiosity. You don't have to spill the beans before you do. Instead, take each conversation, each interaction, as an opportunity to share a new piece of who you are. Today, you may be revealing a lesson you've learned from a hard experience. Tomorrow might be letting everyone know about your current passion or project. As you add each new bit of revelation, you actually deepen engagement with those who become active in your story. What if you think about this in relationships? It might have been exhausting if you've ever spoken to someone who opened up entirely, sharing everything about themselves with no pause. You have no room in which to ask questions or consider other possibilities. What's more, if you pick up on a person pronouncing certain things with mystery, when they say something and leave half a sentence unsaid, so to speak, you're invited into their world. You want to learn more. You start to open up and start to ask questions about everything they've ever experienced and thought. In doing so, you make a deeper, more meaningful connection. It is more than actual relationships. It also works in how you want to be seen in the world. Whether you're in a business setting, a social gathering, or online, mystery power is a strong and magnetic way to be. Share enough to pique people's interest and not give away enough to have them wishing you'd just give it away already. This is how you let go of the need to control everything and instead create a vacuum of space that other people are naturally drawn to you for, not just because of what you share, but because they're curious about you. Maintaining a sense of mystery is actually a great way to practice balancing himself. Tell them your values, your passions, and those lessons you've learned through life. But don't feel the urge to verbally spew the entire history of your life at them in one sitting. It's fine to leave room for others to ask questions, to discover more as they come to know you. It creates a dynamic, ongoing interaction that keeps the energy fresh and the connection meaningful. Remember also that the sense of mystery has nothing to do with what you don't reveal, but with how you display yourself. So when you live with purpose, with a sense of direction, your life is already a story of its own, and people want to be part of that story. Others will speak for you. Let your actions, your decisions, and your presence do so. Let them be the first act of an ongoing story of yourself. When you let yourself into this sense of mystery, not only does it reel people into your side, but it invites them in to experience your journey with you. The deeper the connection will become, the more you let others explore. However, this mystery doesn't just make you more interesting. It lets you create relationships where you actually care about what someone has to say and they respect your opinion. If you are so bored that you need must experiences to figure out your purpose, then the question is, how can you start cultivating this mystery in your life? Share selectively when you start out. Introduce your experiences, your ideas, and your interests a little at a time without overwhelming others. Allow for the space and curiosity to grow. Reach out to others to help explore, to ask questions, and to help be part of your ongoing journey. Doing so will create deeper connections for you while also making you a source of intrigue, inspiration, and admiration. To what are you telling the world? Something that you haven't told the world? Something that could invite someone into your story? What's one thing about yourself you've been holding back? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Let's continue to learn and grow together. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic philosophy and the transformative power of resilience, I encourage you to reflect on your own journey. What challenges have shaped you? How have you turned adversity into an opportunity for growth? Every story of perseverance is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, and sharing these insights can inspire and uplift others who may be facing similar struggles. I invite you to share your personal growth stories, your triumphs over adversity, and the lessons you've learned along the way. Let's continue this conversation, because in doing so, we can build a community rooted in support, learning, and mutual inspiration. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences may just be the spark someone else needs to keep pushing forward. If you found value in today's lesson, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This helps us keep bringing you more powerful Stoic insights and motivational content to guide you on your journey. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos that will continue to deepen your understanding of Stoic wisdom and how it can transform your life. Remember, in the face of life's challenges, you are never alone. We all have the power to rise, to learn, and to grow. Keep moving forward, keep striving, and most importantly, keep shining. You are capable of greatness. Don't let anything stand in your way.